I need like a gazebo. If it could be a party house too, and you could change it into a bedroom after, that would be fantastic. Come, Shimhound, come!
Power windows. That's it.
Wow! Is that ever nice?
I'm Colin Hunter. I'm a contractor who's fixing up cottage country one deck, dock, and gazebo at a time. My job is to get the build done on time so people can kick back and have fun at their cottage. Today we're in Port Sydney, Ontario, just south of Huntsville, trying to help out my buddy Gord. He's a cottager with a very common problem.
We need more space. We've been coming up here, our friends come up, we get more and more friends. We need something more. Our cottage is just too small now.
He needs more space for one very simple reason.
Lots of parties, oh yeah. Too much partying sometimes. I need like a gazebo.
Gord's calling it a gazebo, but what he's really describing is more like a bunkie. And not just any bunkie, he wants the ultimate cottage party shack.
I'd love it to have a fridge. I'd love it to have a TV, king-size bed, maybe something that switches from a bed to couches. You know, maybe a little bar, bring it out, put it by the fire. Everybody sits around the fire. You know what I mean?
Gord has one other requirement. You see, he's not so big on the paperwork, and he'd rather not go to the township and get a building permit. The secret to avoiding that step is to keep it small. This is just something that we can plop kind of anywhere as long as it's far enough from the property lines. You got to check your own rules in your neighborhood, but generally anything under 108 square feet you don't need a permit for in Ontario. This is going to be unlike anything I've ever built before. The base will be a 10 by 10 square. The first 3 walls are going to be pretty standard, but the front is going to be a big garage door that opens up and becomes an awning. Inside we'll have couches that can fold out and become beds. It's going to be fun to use, and hopefully, for me, fun to build. So one of the good things about this project is that you can basically build it out of whatever lumber you have. I could just have a pile of wood that's kind of scraps and leftovers from other jobs, so what better place than to put them than a small party bunkie palace? Since it's so small, I don't have to turn Gord's cottage into a work site. I'm gonna build the party shack right here on my mother-in-law's front lawn. Once it's done, we'll truck it over to Gord's place and blow his mind. So we have our deck frame built now, and now we're just gonna start our decking. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a border at the front, so when you walk in, there's one board going this way and then the boards run off. So we need this here just to support that ends of the board. Using a nail gun makes driving 3 1/4 inch nails super easy. Accuracy? That depends on the operator. Wow, that's like 4 misses in a row. Some wise guy put a nail and it didn't actually hit wood. So rather than wrecking this piece, we're not gonna try and bang it out or anything like that. I'm just gonna take a grinder and I'm gonna cut it off. One tip for when you're doing woodwork and you're trying to screw a little piece of wood into a bigger piece of wood, often this would split when you try and put a nail in it. So what we use is a countersink bit that has a little pilot bit and also a wider kind of bit for the head to sink into. And just put a couple, countersink a couple little holes here so that we don't split the wood when we try and screw this in, and that'll make sure that our corner is aligned and that it doesn't twist as the wood dries. Little tricks are going to be key in this build because this is a little project. We have to make use of every inch of this 10 by 10 platform. What we got to figure out is how we're going to have 2 families sleep in here. We need to have an island, we need to have booze stored in here, a television, an awning, a loft. All in this area here? It's crazy like that. But you can have fun here. Wah! The boys have been working away on the walls, so now we're gonna stand them up. This is the back wall. Are you flush there, Simon?
Yep.
Oh, you guys don't mess around. Okay, you want to do the center and I'll bow it in. Okay, make sure it's flush. Then we'll just build it square. So that's perfect.
Good to go?
Yep. Now this big hole in the wall may look like nothing, but it's actually built for a window that I found in the garbage. Who would throw that window out? This is the type of place now where you can put rakes, shovels, and maybe a lawn tractor, but that's not what we're building this for. We're building it for a party and for a family. So we need to be able to put seating in here. We need to build a coffee table that's gonna hold all the entertainment stuff, and we're gonna have to have an island which holds booze. Now I'm planning out the built-in seating for the bunkie that will also double as a big, huge bed. So knowing the height that I want everything, knowing the depth that I want the couches, and then knowing how thick the pillow is so that I know how big the top is, knowing where to hinge it. There's a lot to think about in here and a lot to kind of make it be a double purpose thing. So I'm gonna start out by getting all my pieces cut. Now we got all the pieces of plywood cut. I'm gonna start assembling the benches. They're gonna fit right tight from wall to wall. Gonna come out just over 2 feet. Gonna create sort of a U-shaped thing with built-in storage. While I'm working on the inside, the boys are working on the outside.
What we're doing here is just building our own screen doors. All we did was just make some 2x4s and rip them and put this nice little channel in here so we could put our beading in to hold the screen in, and Bob's your uncle, we're done.
Hey, do you like party bunkies and singing? I think he likes it. Gord is one of my buddies. He's famous for having big parties.
Lots of parties. Oh yeah, too much partying sometimes.
What he doesn't have is a big cottage.
I got people sleeping on my floor. I got air mattresses all over the place.
So I'm building him the ultimate party shack. A gazebo slash bunkie that'll give him room to have fun and sleeping space for the people that can't drive home. What we're trying to get out of this thing is we're trying to get a gazebo. So we want seating in a screened in area just for hanging out. Then what we want to do is we want to have it so that you can open the thing up and it becomes a pavilion. And it uses all the space around the place so that it holds the stereo, it keeps things out of the rain. It's also storage for, you can put all your water sports stuff in there when you're not there. What we're gonna do now is work on our awning. It's gonna cover this whole area here, steel roofing with a lightweight frame that's gonna hinge right there, flip up, and then you're gonna have this much area right here to entertain. So I've got the framing material here to build our awning slash door. And I'm gonna go lay it out on the lawn. This and some used roofing is gonna make this bunkie really, really cool. The most important tool in your whole toolbox is your measuring tape. Take a measurement of the door here. Even though you planned it out beforehand, even though you measured and cut the wood yourself, you still have to go back and remeasure things every step of the way. And our minimum here, you have to keep track of all the little changes, or else you'll finish the job and find out your door is too big for the door frame. 10 by 7.5. 7.5 high, 10 feet wide. Oops. 7'4". Excuse me, Mr. Puppy, you're gonna have to move. We'll build the awning line flat on the lawn and then attach it once it's complete. So we're using a 2x8 for the hinge side, which is going to be at the top of the thing. So it's going to act as a big shutter. The hinge is going to mount here. The other side is going to mount right to the beam. And then that's going to just let us hinge this whole thing up. We're going to use a boat crank to crank it so that you just have to go to the side of the building, up a pulley, crank it up, and all of a sudden the party is ready to go. Love shack, baby. Tin roof, rusted. Nice lady in town, her roof was leaking. And so she let me have the siding for $100. So I had enough to do my entire garage, and now we're building a bunkie with it. It's good value. The pieces are different shapes and sizes, so we lay them out on top of the frame and cover it the best we can. Then we screw it down and cut off the edges. Whenever you're done your art, I'll give that a chop. All right, we're gonna grab the loft and we're gonna put it in. You could store lots of stuff up there, like beds, pillows, blankets, children, single ladies. Beautiful. Wish I had one of these when I was a kid or a grown-up. Hey, it's time to raise the roof. You guys okay? Yeah. Keep an eye on it? Yeah. You're good? Can we walk it in or? Oh, there we go. It's hard working by the beach when everybody's having fun and you gotta work. So where are you? Are you passing two studs?
I'm in the center of this wall, so we can go your way.
Okay, so let's try and line it up with the edge of the wall.
Okay.
How you doing there?
I'm about an inch in on this wall.
Okay, cool. Party time. Yesterday we started building a 10 by 10 foot party shack for my buddy Gord. It's part gazebo, part bunkie. Call it Gazebo or Gazunkie, whichever you prefer.
Well, Colin's been pretty secretive about all this, and I don't know what to expect. I'm really excited about it. I hope that it's everything that I want.
Today we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. We're going to start with doing a lot of the trim on the outside of the place. We're going to build the island. We're going to paint the place. We're going to get some paint slopped on the walls. We're going to finish off the built-in seating.
Yesterday, after we got the gable up, Colin decided we should have a window in it. So I guess we got to cut out a hole and install a nice window so that it looks a lot nicer. Here you go, Simon.
Thank you, Willie.
While the guys finish the upstairs window, Donnie and I are going to install the one on the main floor. It's a beautiful piece of glass I found in the trash. With this, we're trying to get as much light into it and make it as open as we can for as little money as possible. Well, so free windows and making our own screen doors, that's one way, Donnie. You know, you could have dusted it off before you brought it for the install, you know?
You know what, Colin?
I think it goes the other way. Yeah. You gotta rotate it, brah.
Are you sure this is the way?
No, it's actually the other way. You see, you can always learn from even the student if you have an open mind. That is the way. Okay, hang on. Okay, so hold it there for a sec. Okay, let's just put a couple shims in the bottom. Shims are thin pieces of wood that we use to make things that aren't level. I need a shim! Come, shim hound, come! Good, shim shiminy, come, uh-oh. Hey, Look, some of us are by the hour here, okay? This is not union. All right, so are we good? We're in line there, Donnie? Okay, that's good. Check for alignment. It looks rough now, but once it's filled with caulking and covered with window trim, it'll look just like the windows in your house. Wow, that's good stuff. So what we're working on now is the party island. So I went and I measured how big the fridge is. So I kind of got to build a box around it. And we also want to have enough room for 3 people to sit at the front of it and people to be able to mingle at the side of it. So it just kind of creates a kitchen environment. I'm going to just kind of draw it up and make sure that I've double checked and cross-referenced, and then we're going to get building. So we're building the frame for the party island here. It's just going to be made out of some 2x2, mirror image of a frame like this, and then plywood on the top, wheels on the bottom, a nice big top, and we're going to be ready to party. While I'm building the island, the rest of the crew is busy finishing off the trim and starting to paint the walls. I think the toughest part in building this is just the amount of time that it takes to do. You know, it seems like, well, it's only 10 by 10, but everything is custom, so everything takes a long time, and it's just the amount of work that gets done. It's not the size, it's the quantity of work that's happening within the small space. So this is basically the party island, where you've just got a small room, so the fridge will go on that side, and we've got storage for glasses and whatever else you need, napkins and, you know, bartender type stuff. Baby. Things are progressing really well. We got the windows in, we got the trim on, we got the island almost done. It's looking really good, and it's starting to look like a bunkie. I see people are actually slowing down. What are they doing there?
Looks good.
Thanks a lot. This is a gazebo slash bunkie that we're building for my buddy Gord. We're calling it the Party Shack, but truthfully, if you use your imagination, it can be whatever you want it to be.
Knowing Colin, he's gonna go over the top. It's gonna be beautiful.
3 days ago, we started with a flat piece of grass on my mother-in-law's front lawn. We built a 10 by 10 platform and did a little dancing. There's really not that much space here. Then we put up the walls, installed a loft, attached a giant front door that converts into an awning, and put in some windows. Power windows. Now it's time to tear it all down, bring it to Gord's cottage, and put it to use.
We've already got a bunch of people invited over, and we're excited to see this thing. We're gonna party up hard. I'm telling you, we're gonna do this up right.
Once we get to the other place, we'll get the walls set up, we'll get the gables put in, then we have to frame the roof, and we got a lot of finishing to do. We built a lot of this out of used material, so it's got to get painted. We got to wire this thing, we're putting a TV in, we're building a surround system. We're going to put the amp and receiver into the coffee table, which also doubles as a support to span for when we fold the seating down and turn it into a bed. Well, I think Gord's going to be able to get a lot of miles out of this thing. A week ago, all we had was a pile of scrap materials and a plan. Now it's time to find out what Gord thinks of the ultimate party shack.
Wow! Is that ever nice? It's gorgeous.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Wow, I love the window. The awning's great.
It's old school.
It's a bar.
Yeah, you got a fridge in there.
Yeah, I can see this. I can see a party going on here for sure. This looks great. Oh, look at the wood. I love it. That's old school. Very old school.
Mixing the old with the new.
I'm thinking party out here, and the people that get too drunk are gonna stay out here. And it holds my weight, no problem. Oh yeah. I could see sleeping here.
Might happen.
Yeah, not in the doghouse anymore.
Check her out. You can fit a lot of things up there.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of space up here. It's great.
Gord didn't want to get a permit. We were restricted to a 10 by 10 building, basically, 108 square feet. So we did the most we could with that, and the way that we really kind of exploited that is the awning. What that does is it adds another, 8 feet to the front of your building. And it also just kind of centralizes everything. The screen doors on the side fold back so that it actually feels like a much bigger space that you got outside. All right, Gord. So the cool thing about the TV is that it comes out, right? And then, if you want to watch a movie and you want to be outside, kind of in the gazebo setting, you just pop her in here. 2 plugs. And then the other thing is, if you're outside and you want to watch the hockey game or whatever, you got your buddies around, you can flip this around. And all of a sudden you're able to kind of hang out in like a bar type setting and just watch it.
That's ingenious. Excellent. There's things there that I didn't expect. The storage, the loft, the extra touches with the wood. My friends are gonna love it. I'm loving it already. I can't wait to watch a hockey game by the fire with the boys. They're gonna think that I'm extra special. They're gonna have to treat me really nice to come and hang out here with me, I'll tell you.